we had a Duty original on the motherfucking channel. And like, I don't know when, bro. Did this nigga even post on this channel anymore? I know why. But did he even post on this channel anymore? 3 days, 11, 4 weeks, a month. Yeah. Ain't really posting this channel no more.
There's a lot of noise right now surrounding Lazer.
If y'all wanna fuck with Duty, this shit is Duty Yaps or Duty Yapping or something like that. That's his clip channel.
Them in his comments on Rage Music, calling it trash and saying that fans are brainwashed. And at the first glance, that just sounds like another artist pushing back on a wave. But when you actually break down the situation from the sound to the culture to who he's been around in the past too, it becomes way more layered than just an opinion. Because it's not just about Rage Music itself. This really tells how artists move within the scenes they were once aligned with and how quickly that shit can shift. So when Lazer has said Rage is brainwashing, he's not just critiquing the sound. I also feel like he rejecting the whole sonic ecosystem. Because I personally feel like Rage is built on overdriven bass lines, hyper-saturated synth layers, this strong feel of rapid, very explosive drums, and a very intentional sense of sensory overload. It's supposed to feel intense, almost overwhelming, almost overstimulating.
It is. Not. It don't feel like that. That's exactly what it is, my nigga. What are you talking about? I swear to God, I'm not gonna do it. But if you, yeah, you thought I was gonna turn up. No, I'm not turning that shit on, my nigga. No. But if you turn on some Too Slimy, I swear to God, you'll get overstimulated in the first 7 seconds. It's no feel like, bro. That's just what the fuck the music is. I don't know what that is. I don't know why they making that shit. That shit is garbage.
But what makes this comment a little more crazy is that I feel like Lazer Demon sound doesn't even exist outside of that chaos. It's really just a different form. If you heard his music a few times, his sound,
that's not more chaos. Don't do that to Ken. That's not the same thing as more chaos.
Outside of that chaos, it's really just a different form. I feel like Lazer Demon sound doesn't even exist outside of that chaos.
It's really said it's like more chaos. I was gonna say no, the fuck it's not.
It's a different form. If you heard his music a few times, his sound, it stems from a weird timing, a choppy delivery, a very predictable flow, and he definitely has his own formula in how he flows and how he put things together, having his own ad-lib bag with the whole fa. Like that's something that we know Lazer for. And I also feel like Lazer Dem is trying to categorize the whole scene into one bubble. And one thing that people should understand is that Rage isn't one-dimensional. There's definitely a lot of layers to it. There's times where the melodies feel.
You know what, bro? Somebody just need to drop a nuke on the Rage drummer, though. Like, you feel me? Like, we don't need no more Rage music, my nigga. You heard what Trippy, Uzi, and Cardi said, my nigga. We missed the Rage. Let it be missed. Don't bring it back. We don't need that shit no more. Don't bring it back, my nigga.
Bright and expensive. There's times where it feels very compact, dense, also compressed, very overwhelming at times too. And then you got a different side where people dive into this whole grainy, more textural kind of feel of music, and they're more focused on the ambient, atmospheric kind of side, but it still has this overblowing kind of volume going on with the 808s and stuff like that. So when everything gets labeled trash, I feel like some guys dragging it because there's different forms of the subgenre that you're talking about, and there's different directions in which things are evolving at different points. And
Nah, don't make Rage songs. He just be raging in the fucking studio. He don't make Rage beat songs. I don't know why he just put non-vicious in here. Duty, don't piss me off, bro.
Different ways and stuff like that. And that's where things start to feel off because, Lazer Dem wasn't always positioned against this whole space or going against the current wave that's happening with the distortion stuff or Rage music itself. He was around it. Not saying that he was locked in with these guys 24/7, but he was definitely in these guys' environment to artists like Che, Osama Sun, Netspin at different points, especially at events, shows, any events out there. He attended those, man. And more importantly, he wasn't just around it. He was also supporting it. That's why people keep replying to this tweet showing him pulling up to performances, playing their music, publicly showing love, even saying this himself that he messed with Osa Mason instead of Osama Sun. He said Osa Mason music heavily. If I'm not tripping, I don't know if I can find the video, but I remember him being right next to Osama Sun's manager, even bumping his head to his music heavily. This was right during that whole time of Osama Sun making a stamp with the whole distortion wave that was going on. It probably wasn't as heavy. It probably wasn't just fully dark toned, but Osama Sun was making that turnt layer, and he developed his own sound going into that lane. And Lazer them was bumping his head heavily while listening to his music. And let me just say this again, it's not like Lazer had said, oh, distortion. No, he said rage as a whole. So that goes back to rappers that kind of developed this whole lane in particular. I mean, talk about Trippy, talk about the SoundCloud wave, talk about Cardi himself, talk about even Uzi. So
okay, so when you say it's layers to rage, I guess it is, my nigga. Cause the Trippy Red rage is nothing like what the fuck the rage they trying to do right now. That shit is so terrible. Trippy Red, like, fucking sensei the rage. I'm not gonna lie. These niggas just doing some shit.
For the story, this isn't coming from a guy that was always on the outside looking in. This is someone who experienced the wave close up, engaged with it, and at one point he endorsed it. And I feel like that's where things stand out with this whole shift, because it's not about needing to be friends with somebody to like their music. That's not the point. The point is the energy changed, and it changed too fucking fast. Especially when that happened publicly. Yo, people are going to question shit like that, because when the outside looking in, it doesn't just look like an opinion. It looks like you might be doing it for attention. That's really the way it comes off. This tweet didn't mention Lazer at all. It didn't say anything about him or the current wave that he supposedly suggests that he's not involved in. It really just added a whole layer of contradiction to this whole situation. His sound still shares like a DNA from that same scene a bit. Yeah, you know, not full out, because Lazer do have a habit of diving into plug and stuff like that. The times where I did tap in, I know he taps into different or older elements of music and bring his own form with it by having his own tone and things that he say and the way he say it, his delivery and stuff like that. The way he kind of lay in a pocket. I get it, but I'm sure Lazer them fans could even say this, bro. If y'all are watching the video, there are times where he do the same kind of shit. I mean, yeah. It might not.
Nigga, there's songs where he literally says the same exact lines. Which is why, like, no offense, Lazer them, but like that shit.
Be specifically distortion, but it might be as chaotic as it too, because I've heard times where the beat sounded like it's farting. He had these zigzag flows going in a circle. He had a different structure, and the only major turn that you can't really put these guys in the same box is that the execution is different. And before I start seeing Lazer them fans going a full rant saying that, oh, Lazer don't make no distortion or rage studio, not at all. I'm saying that he has different forms in which he tried to lay the same kind of concept, but not fully. And he's also sampled the guys that also dove into the rage shit too, so it just doesn't make sense. And yes, I know that majority of his music kind of dive into that whole dark plug wave and just plug in general itself. I can understand that, but here's my thing: when Lazer them sometimes yells or brings his own sonic feel.
But look, just because a nigga like mad in the studio, you can't make that shit rage. Like, you know, it's like certain shit that make it a rage song. And yelling in the studio is not one. Like, anybody could just fucking yell. If you want to say that, you could say all New York drill is rage, which is not, because all them niggas do is yell.
When it comes to his structure and delivery, or he hops on a huge destruction beat, something that's just farting 808s and compact sounds. Like, what do you really suggest that is? I wouldn't say it's rage, but you're not far from the convo, bro. And should people really take you serious when you kind of talking about another scene, when you kind of dive into the same shit and you're not really taking yourself serious at that? It's just not making sense. It don't really correlate. It's like the wrong messenger in a way. Because y'all know I've been making videos about Lazer for a long time now, since late 2023 or early 2024 itself. I've been talking about him and his sound and stuff like that, dissecting his sound at that. But there are times, there are comments of people saying, yo, they don't even know what the fuck Lazer is doing. They don't even get it. It's overstimulating. It's loud. It's chaotic. It's a rapid flow. There are songs that Lazer would say himself, yo, this shit sounds reckless. There is no cohesive flow. Don't get it twisted. There are some songs that have that smooth bounce on that dark plug shit where he do get in the pocket. He will give you that songs that have that smooth bounce on that dark plug.
Oh nah.
Shit.
Is he smoking Zah at the golf course, bro? This is some nigga shit.
Where he do get in the pocket. He will give you that signature sound. He will show you a little bit of bar work and also some goofiness here and there. Definitely. I think that's why I enjoy some of Lazer music here and there. But as a whole, we're not finna act like this dude is just far from the convo of just making destruction and bringing these absurd ass sounds together, flipping in his own way with, you know, producers like Godson, right? Yeah, like that's a thing. I remember seeing niggas put him in the same convo as Too Slimy. And I know that sounds crazy. I know people
fuck
are
out of
like,
here.
oh, what the fuck?
You know what, bro? Lazer them, I said what I said, but you are not in Too Slimy conversations. You are not in Too Slimy conversations. Too Slimy is like a different level of ass. Like, you gotta literally like slap the fuck out your producer and make him slap his hand across the keyboard, put some shit on the fucking screen, and have you go in there and do like, it's literally gonna be impossible to be worse than this shit. It's gonna be impossible, gang. Literally.
Like, I'm dead ass. I remember making videos after I made my documentary and everything about this guy and all types of shit. Dude, yo, the comments were crazy. I mean, yo, people kind of thought the same thing about you at one point. They will put you in the same bubble with these guys that dive into heavy distortion or rage, as you put it, you know? Lazer the music naturally just feels more loose because he doesn't dive into that specifically. It's more scattered around, whole bunch of shit happening, compact, almost like it's forming in real time. And that's why I feel like the reaction is so divided. In his own words, he replied to bro saying that, yo, I didn't hop the regular beats. So I feel like a lot of people do agree with Lazer to a certain extent, saying like, oh, maybe it's repetitive, you know? And that's fair. Any wave that's growing fast gets somewhat over.
But look though, I seen when like, was it like last year or a year and a half ago when he was trying to switch up like the beats and shit? He started doing like the slower beats and shit. I fucked with that because he was still doing the same flow. He could have switched that shit up a little bit, just a little bit. Lazer, just a little bit. It wouldn't hurt a little bit. Switch that shit up a little bit, but you know, he switched the beats up a little bit, you know.
Saturated in a way. But there are tons of different people that are looking at this whole thing like, yo, you were just around this, you were supporting it, and now it's trash? Now it's ass, huh? All because you heard a few artists or whatever that you really didn't enjoy, like a Too Slimy maybe, for example, or maybe a Blood. You heard his compact sounds and stuff like that. You heard this loudness, and you categorized the whole damn scene.
Okay, this good for us though. Oh, y'all can't see this little net at the top right here, or top left. Little O, 9, and J. This is good for us. This is good for us. And you know what's crazy? 3 of these niggas make rage music. 9 don't make rage music. I'm willing to kill, die, and go to jail behind this shit, bro. He don't make rage music, for real shit.
Just because of those few people. And you said something, but you weren't clear about it. So now people are jumping the gun like, oh, he doesn't fuck with this guy, or maybe he don't like that guy. You didn't give your full opinion for real. You left people on a cliffhanger to think whatever the fuck they want. Oh, I don't fuck with this kind of rage or anything like that. No, you said rage in general. You just generalized it. So it kind of seems like maybe he just don't fuck with that at all. But the tweet definitely should have been more clearer. And I don't think he's backtracking on this because, yeah, he hasn't said anything about it. He is leaving this shit up in the air. There are people that are making good rage music still. And like even with the older scene, I mean, Fago still has a habit of diving into rage still. Ken is still doing it. Yeet does it here and there.
Ken and Yeet, right? Yeah.
But not full out ass? Is that the term for it? That's ass, nigga. If he was talking about just one particular guy, like a Too Slimy or something, I don't think a lot of people would disagree. I think a lot of people would somewhat agree with him, of course. But trying to put everybody in one bubble and classify rage as a whole instead of this ass or something like that just doesn't make sense.
Hey, bro. Stop making collage pictures with Non-Vicious and Slayer, bro. Osama Sun, cool. Net Spin, cool. Perfect. Che, I see what you're doing. They got beef. Cool. But Slayer, and no disrespect to Slayer, but like Non-Vicious and Slayer is not.
It's kind of hypocritical. And I think that's where the tension kind of stemmed from. It's also the wrong messenger. Because fans always say things like this. Man, rage is ass, bro. It ain't going nowhere, bro. It's not evolving. Nobody bringing nothing new to the table. And usually most of those guys don't really dissect the scene and actually deep dive with anything from the branch offs dealing with Cardi or Uzi or anything like that. But with Lazer also...
I swear to God, like in every album that we listen to, I skip the rage songs. Or like, if y'all watch this shit on YouTube, my nigga, I give all the rage songs like a 4, a 3, a 2. Like, I don't like rage songs. That shit is garbage, bro. And I hate when niggas be trying to like try out rage songs. I get you trying to experiment and shit, but don't ever do that shit again, my nigga. Facts.
calling the fans brainwashed takes it a little bit further. And I think that's why a lot of guys didn't really like what he said at all, because now you kind of took it away from the music. You also talking about the people listening, because fans connect to the sound for a reason. So dismissing that entirely when you've seen that for yourself could create a pushback. It's weird. And I definitely made a video about this, not because, you know, Lazer spoke on the whole scene as a whole, but Rage itself. I feel like this is a convo that can go on for hours on top of hours. And I explained myself so many different times, kind of sticking up for Rage, because I do enjoy it. I just don't enjoy different forms of it sometimes, because I feel like it gets overcrowded. And I love distortion itself. I do. I enjoy it from some artists.
Okay, but why the fuck is Pretty Fun on the list though? Did Pretty Fun make Rage? No, I haven't tapped in, bro, in a minute. Since like Pretty 2. What was the album after that? Whatever the album was with the pills and shit on it.
I think there are a lot of artists that are trying to dive in this whole thing that don't really bring new substance or new elements vocally. So sometimes I feel like it gets overcrowded and blended in with everything else. And that's why people have such a huge habit of just taking one person and classifying the whole scene throughout that one person. But I don't do that. I found my lane of music that I actually enjoy. And you damn right, yes, I do respect a lot of artists that are bringing a new form of it. I like the lighter and brighter sound right now. I enjoy some blood tracks here and there. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that whole wave of Pretty Fun, Slayer, Ego Break, and Lucy. I think they're very talented. You know, these guys are producers.
I don't listen to either three of those. I ain't gonna lie.
Themselves, and they're bringing their own form of rage to the table. Lighter Distortion itself. I know Recipe 2 like to say that he doesn't dive into rage specifically or anything like that, or doesn't have that same bounce as a rage track, but I personally feel like it is somewhat rage. It kind of stems from the same thing, and I really love his music too. Even if you look at this bridge, right, of Rage, of course you can put Skate Star, Peasy, the old way guys, Teases a Diamond, on the same exact branch as an Osama Sun and guys like that when it comes to that loud, intense distortion wave with Che too. But I have heard they beats pick up a little more differently. Maybe they have a little more groovy feel to it, more of an atmospheric vibe, ambient kind of feel, but still bouncing like a rage track, but it's definitely not in the same exact bubble. Just like with Lone music and stuff like that, even though he not underground. I know y'all heard by the pound, Fake Niggas. I personally feel like they're all on the same bridge, but there's different tempos to it. So to be honest with you, I know I kind of spoke a lot about this whole thing, but I somewhat agree in terms of, yeah, the shit does get blended a lot with Rage itself. A lot of people are diving into it. You're not gonna like everything, of course. I see the hype a lot, but I don't see the hype sometimes when guys that are just now hitting AK monthly on Spotify or some shit like that dives into distortion and doesn't bring anything valuable to the table when it comes to his voice or the way he kind of presents himself and shit like that. I really don't find a goal in that. Yeah, but some of that shit can be bad, but trying to put everybody on the same surface just doesn't make sense. And that's what I don't agree about what Lazer said. And I also feel like it's just a weird timing. Like you was just fucked.
So yeah, I don't like that shit, Lazer. Yo ass tweaking, bro. Them niggas not all in Rage. Most of the Rage shit is ass. You, Lazer, listen to me. You don't ever make another Rage song. Feel me?
With it at one point, right? It might have been a different form of rage, but it all still is rage. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It's very ironic. Yeah, Lazer kind of dished away from the whole convo. It started with SQC just saying he doesn't think this will go anywhere. SQC? People might enjoy it, but he don't think it's going to hit a different bracket. Facts. But Lazer added his 2 cents out of nowhere randomly when at one point you really did enjoy it. Yes, over time people could change up, and that's probably what happened, but this tweet also had nothing to do with Lazer at all. And calling it ass when people think your music is unbearable to even listen to, thinking that your music is noise pollution, doesn't have a real rhythm or a flat line to kind of dissect into, thinking that,
well, out of these three, who do y'all think music is noise pollution, chat? Let's get crazy. What they say about those fingers, for? What they say about that? Out of these three right here, which one is noise pollution? And it's only one correct answer. It's only one correct answer. All of the above, my nigga.
That your music is noise pollution, doesn't have a real rhythm or a flat line to kind of dissect. And that's why people are saying right message, wrong messenger. Because it's been a known thing that people are saying, you know, Rage is dying, or it's not going to last, or they really don't like it with the new scene. But he didn't break down his point. He used Rage as a whole with no context, just saying that the shit is ass, and that little kids that support it are just
SQC, the debunker? As he react to underground rapper Che Bleah, Slayer, Pretty Fun, and Osama Son. This is just garbage. This genre of music will go nowhere.
But I'm so confused on what he meant by like rage as a whole is ass though. Looking at what he did in the past and what he does now, his sound and what he's influenced by. I mean, we're talking about a guy that didn't want to get in the studio originally, like at all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the visual appeal and like bro got like aesthetics and shit, but like I don't know how motherfuckers listen to Bleah and are actual Bleah fans. Let alone Too Slimy. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing, bro? And I think it's just like the gimmicks and shit. Like, and it's gonna sound, and this is not no racist shit, Twitch. I'm not being racist. I fuck on my Mexicans. Happy Cinco de Mayo. On God. Feel me? But I think like Too Slimy came in at the right time. Cause it was Hispanic Heritage Month and all the Mexicans start fucking with him and shit. You feel me? I feel like that was like some Planet shit. Hear me out. I fuck with y'all, bro. I'm trying to pull up to the motherfucking Kingston. No, I'm not. No, let's just play the video.
Good quality music. He was purposely rapping on a phone. He still does it to this day, if I'm not mistaken. So I just feel like it's coming from the wrong place. There's no middle ground. And also him switching his opinion, which is okay, but very random. So I really don't know what his motive was behind this whole tweet. It's a little confusing, but we kind of just gotta go based off what he said. Him hopping on regular beats and stuff like that. I don't know what he's trying to get at, man. But let me know how y'all feel about this whole thing. I'm sure y'all probably agree with Lazer too, and I'm sure a lot of people disagree too. But yeah, I'm done chatting. Make sure y'all follow my IG and my Twitch right now.
Hey, W Video Duty, man. Y'all go sub to that boy, man. I told y'all his shit Duty Yap and don't sub to his main channel. He don't post on that main channel. He posts on that Duty Yapping every day.